In this video, you will learn how you can use visualization to increase your drive and motivation by changing your attitude on a subconscious level. With this powerful technique that has been used by the most successful people throughout history, you will be able to reshape your mind and get a success-driven mindset. Visualization and self-image might just have one of the strongest effects on the way that you interact with the world around you. Our brains have through evolution become extremely efficient at adapting itself to our environment. If you are surrounded by people who are negative or unhealthy, then you are also very likely to fall into the same mentality as they have, since that is what your brain picks up on from your surrounding. However, if you are brought up in an environment where everyone around you are driven and motivated instead, then you are also inclined to fall into those behavioral patterns. Most people, however, do not happen to surround themselves by driven and encouraging people, and will thus have a brain that has been subconsciously adapted to a limiting mentality where they think success is too hard or even impossible to achieve. Your brain cannot distinguish if an image you physically see in the real world is any different from an image that you visualize in your mind. This is where the visualization technique becomes so incredibly powerful and important. Since your brain shapes itself to its surrounding based on what it can see, and your brain cannot distinguish a visualized image from a physical one, then you can effectively change what your brain sees by visualizing a different and more positive reality. If you insist on visualizing a new reality and you do it frequently, then your brain will have no other choice but to reshape itself on a subconscious level. What this means is that you will become more aware of what you want to achieve, and you'll be making decisions based on what that goal is. I'm sure that most of you have heard about the so-called law of attraction. However, a lot of people seem to have twisted it to the point where they think all they have to do is to wish for what they want and that it will magically come their way. This is not how it works. When you visualize your future, be it an image where you're laying on the beach with a cold drink in your hand while everyone is gazing with awe on your newfound six-pack, you are then drawing a map inside your mind saying that this is your destination point. Only when you have a clear image of where you want to go is it possible for you to start drawing the path of how you can reach that goal. Note that you will not magically get things flying your way. You will instead pay more attention to the events and details that will help you reach your end destination. Visualization can be an incredibly positive technique, but it can also prove to be detrimental if you have a poor self-image. But what do I mean by poor self-image? If you visualize yourself next year, how do you see yourself? If your vision happens to have the same friends, the same location and the same job, then you are very likely to have just that. And if you want to have a six-pack but you still visualize yourself with the same belly, then you're also very likely to fail with your goal. So if you want to change into a better version of yourself, then you have to visualize yourself being different. See yourself as incredibly successful. Think of the way it makes you feel and do it as often as you can. Here is something that I want you to try. I want you to write down on a note what your goals for the next year are. Think carefully of what it is that you want and associate the goal with an image. Place this note somewhere where you will see it every single day, preferably several times a day. This will remind you of your goal every time you look at it and will ultimately reshape your attitude. I so happen to be visualizing that you all enjoyed this video and that you will give it a like and share with your friends to support this channel. Also, make sure that you subscribe so you won't miss the next video.